that's shady, right? That
is a good businessman. I think he is both a shitty boss in a lot of ways and a bad businessman. And he wants to be over and across everything, constantly talking. And to be fair, I mean, it's probably better than him trying to run for office again.
Oh.
I don't think that Cenk really understand what he released on himself and Anna. I mean, hey, we're here for it, right? You know, we are here for it. But I really don't think he really understands what he released on himself and Anna. Because Francesca Fiorentini is not done bringing the heat. She's going to bring the heat. Like, I don't understand. They must have never had an NDA on her. Look, and I don't believe in NDAs. Like, I'm glad that they didn't because, like, come on. Like, we get to listen to all this nummy good stuff, right? So, but she's like, yo, this happened, that happened, that happened. I'm here. I'm on Vanguard. I'm on IDEO. She's, you know, this isn't over. She's going to go everywhere and she's going to market this, right? And is she wrong? But Cenk and Anna really unleashed a dragon on themselves. And a time like this when Cenk is pretty much begging for money, you don't need me to say it. You're going to hear Francesca Fiorentini break it down. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, what a humiliation.
The Vanguard will be there.
Oh, 100%. And to kind of branch out on that, one of the things he tried to use you.
You know what? And shout out to the Vanguard. I don't want to just be using people's stuff and not giving them credit, but I mean, you guys know who the Vanguard is, right? So there you go, you guys check their channel out. I think there are some really. I think they have integrity, and they're genuine, and it's really hard to find that these days.
You as an example of was how good of a boss he was, of how good an employer was. I remember you criticized him a little bit and he went on this impact. Don't you ever imply that people who worked at TYT aren't happy with it. We have tons of very enthusiastic people and they love TYT. We did a video about how, you know, so-and-so's desk has comic book stuff because they like comic books. We care here. TYT. And a question I had prepped for you was, Cenk likes to advertise that, you know, you shouldn't criticize the Young Turks because they are employers of 75 hardworking people. And I wondered how many of those people he's considering outwardly are his employees when he's paying them like a contractor. In your experience, were there 75 employees at the Young Turks plus contractors? Or is it really that large of a staff?
I don't think it's, I would imagine it's something, between 50 and 70 full time. That makes sense to me. There's people in Philly, there are people working on Rebel HQ, but I would also imagine, I don't think those are, it's a good question. And this is the other thing about TYT. Obviously, I'm not like a whistleblower or anything. I don't know enough about, how the company is run because I've simply been a contractor and increasingly would not go into studio. I don't want to, fight LA traffic at 3 p.m. on a Friday, but I do know that it is an incredibly opaque organization. So nobody knows how the other side of the company is being run.
It does feel incredibly opaque. Which, you know what's funny? Because I keep saying that this is TYT's like Daily Wire moment or like the left's Daily Wire moment kind of thing. And nobody else is explaining it that way. I'm the only one who sees it this way because I am the bomb. So please don't forget to hit like and subscribe and the notification bell. Thank you to every eye that lands on these videos. Now, so the reason why I say that though, but the thing is, I have to hand it to Cenk. I don't know if it's handed to Cenk or just note. She's right. It is pretty opaque because I didn't even know Rebel HQ and all of this. They have like a lot going on, and one hand does seem like the other hand doesn't know what it's doing, but I think it's on purpose. Like, it seems like a really shifty, kind of shisty business. This is an assessment without any kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's not like I have facts. I just, like, the way she said that, I feel that, right? By the way, guys, drop a comment below, too. Let me know what you think about what's going on with all of this, because I feel like we all see it the same way. Look, and by the way, I don't want to make it seem like I'm happy to see anything happening, but I think that you are allowed moments where you can see that something's not adding up, something's not mathing, and I'm not saying that they have to do whatever Francesca's telling them to do or just be totally Francesca's way, But something stopped mathing with TYT a while ago. And with that said, we'll get back into the video. She goes into Anna. She goes into some deep stuff, yo. I was like, wow.
Nobody is privy to anything. I mean, and that's sort of how Cenk likes it. And I think that's probably what Anna had problems with. But just, without naming names, I know that others also have problems with that. It's like, I don't know. It's whatever they tell me. Sure, why not? And so I also think I know when I was hired, when I started getting paid for my appearances, I was told by the head of programming, don't tell anybody that you're getting paid.
See, that's shady, right? That's bad boss behavior. That's that's totally on the side of the corporation. And this might be news to you, but one of the, not like news to you, but just like it's something we followed for a long time as far as the financing of TYT. And I don't know how much of this was ever something that came across your plate, but in 2017, obviously they took the financing round from 3L Capital, which was led by Jeffrey Katzenberg, and they got $20 million, right? Jeffrey Katzenberg, big anti-homeless advocate in Los Angeles, right? A guy that spends a lot of time with the Gavin Newsom approach to homelessness. There was another gentleman, Joseph Sandberg, contributed millions of dollars and is still listed on the Young Turks website. That guy was recently arrested for fraud, but the Young Turks did no coverage of it. He's also deeply involved in the Gavin Newsom style anti-homeless clean up the streets of Los Angeles kind of coverage. In October of 2022, Cenk Uygur obviously publicly endorsed billionaire real estate tycoon Rick Caruso over Karen Bass. And in May of 2024, they renamed the People Studio, which had been fundraised with $400,000 in small dollar donations, to take an unannounced, unclarified, non-public sum from Polymarket Studios. And that's owned by Peter Thiel and is obviously illegal to use in America. I'm wondering if you think because Cenk has the pressure on him from all of these outside financiers, that might have something to do with the tonal change that we've seen in TYT over the last decade.
I mean, yeah, that is also a massive question, and I really don't want to speak out of pocket about any of that.
It's probably safe for her to do that, okay? Let me tell you something, because me and you, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of navigate that just a little bit there. First of all, again, these guys, they're on top of it. They've been looking at who is paying Cenk. And the thing about taking the money from donors is, unless you got to find a donor. Look, you know what? I would love, in the name of God, and I will, to own a media empire where I'm making so much money that when I say I want to sponsor a person to do their show, I don't say, oh, but you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that, you can't talk about this. I want you, if I choose you to be somebody that I sponsor, it's obviously because I like what you talk about. You have the numbers, and I'm not here to change anything. Let's get it going. We need more people like that. This is why I don't hate billionaires. It's just that we don't have that many good ones who want to sponsor the truth. So when they asked her that question about Cenk, they're absolutely right to ask her, because when you have these kind of people who are funding you, you can't talk about everything. I mean, she even had to stop Peter Thiel, because right now that is the tycoon. Peter Thiel, go ahead, look up Lavender Palantir. You wouldn't want to talk about him either if you were her. It's a little scary, and it's a shame because it just shows you, because no matter how boisterous she is, she can't go too far. So she deaded that conversation just there right now. But that's just the truth. And then her saying about the leadership of TYT with Anna and how Anna felt, that was a big issue in the beginning, but Anna decided to take the reins on that. She did.